Circular component patterns are similar to linear component patterns. The difference is the resulting circular layout of components, as you might guess, but also the way the pattern is defined. To begin the pattern, I'll select the Circular Component Pattern icon from the Assembly toolbar. The Circular Pattern Property Manager appears, and as you can see, there are only 3 sections. The components to pattern and instances to skip sections are identical to those used in the linear component pattern. I'll select the flange as the component to pattern. Next, I'll define the center of the circular pattern. This requires that I select an axis or linear edge. The axis can be either a user-defined axis or a temporary axis. From the View drop-down menu, I'll select Temporary Axes. This reveals the central axis of the table component. I'll select the axis, and you can immediately see a preview. The spacing between the pattern instances can be defined 2 ways. You can either enter a specific angle, or you can choose to space all instances evenly around a complete circle. In this case, I want to end up with 5 flanges evenly distributed around the table. I'll check the equal spacing option in the Property Manager and enter 5 for the number of instances. I can update the preview by pressing Enter on the keyboard once. To complete the circular pattern, I'll click OK. And you can see a total of 5 instances of the flange have been evenly distributed around the table. Now, as we discussed in the previous lesson, you should know that the position of these new flanges is controlled by the circular pattern feature, along with the position of the original flange component. Now, this is important because at this point there's no way of moving these flanges individually. You can move the entire pattern by moving the original flange. Or you can adjust spacing by editing the circular pattern feature. In order to have control over a specific instance, you must dissolve the pattern first. To dissolve the pattern, right-click on it and select Dissolve. Now the position of each flange is completely undefined. I can click and drag each one and, of course, add mates as necessary. One of the more common uses for a circular component pattern is distributing fasteners around a whole pattern. Before you do this, review the next lesson on feature-driven patterns for a better tool to accomplish this common task.